Hey everybody, this is Grimmy. No, it's not. Hey everybody, this is Grimmy. So Mermay is a thing I had never done before until this year, and I actually really enjoyed doing it. It was a fun challenge, a bit like Goretober, but with mermaids, obviously. Mermaids are quite intriguing creatures because there's so many ways you can design them. That's what I love about mythological creatures. You only have some loose guidelines to what the creature should look like, and then you can fill the rest of your own imagination. But anyway, this video will be me going through all of the different drawings I did for Mermay, talking about which characters they are, the themes, and why I chose a character maybe, and stuff like that. I followed Erica Wiseman's prompt list, who goes by Erica the Goober on Instagram, and everything will be linked in the description down below. Go check her out, she's an amazing artist. Day 1 was Sparkle. I used my character Francis for this. He's from my series called Mishaps and is basically a rainbow cat boy. He's a little sweetheart, but is very shy and insecure. I decided to use him because his ability means he can blind and hypnotize people. So I thought, and basically some of his markings, they change color depending on the light. I think it's called translucent or something like that. Basically that's what his markings are, so I thought it would fit him. Day 2 was Superhero. I have a handful of superhero series, but for this one I decided to use... Train. Why? And for this one, I decided to use David Blade, who is a protagonist for my story called Starrise. His superhero name is Sirius, after the star, and I can't really go too much into why and who he is and what he is because spoilers for the story, but basically he is the physical incarnation of the Sirius star. That's putting it very simply, but I hope you get the idea. Day 3 was Lily Pads. So these two characters I'm using are from my webcomic that I am working on. I've got the script written out and everything, called Criminally in Love. The dude is called Lulu. Lilu is really up to you how you want to say it. I say Lilu. And the girl Aralee. The context is that Aralee's nickname for Lilu is Lily. I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Lilu or Lilu, but I think probably Lilu is easier to say. The context is that Aralee's nickname for Lulu is Lily, because I have no sense of humour and I'm not funny, so there's really nothing more to say about why I chose this one. Day 4 was Star Wars. I didn't really want to use any copyrighted characters from anywhere, so I decided to just have a lost kind of astromech droid looking creature, robot rather, being found by my alien character, Shayla, from my story, The Offbeats. This isn't R2-D2, it's just the same kind of droid as him. Day 5 was Ice. This guy is called Milo Shimizu. He's from my story called Angels Dance with Demons. I'll probably change the name of that in the future since it is a bit of a mouthful, but for the moment that's what it's called. In the story, Milo is an angel, and he is able to control any kind of water, including ice, so I thought this fit him really well. Day 6 was Pearl. Mikazal is this guy's name, and he's from my story called The Offbeats. He is a mix of two different alien species, the Kerul and the Jemaldari. The Jemaldari have an attraction to shiny and beautiful things, although it varies from person to person. So in this scenario, Mikazal is a merman that is attracted to shiny pearls. Day 7 was Pet. Another set of characters from my Starrise story. The girl is called Jimin Kang, and the rabbit is called Dang Gyeon, which means carrot in Korean. I probably completely botched up the pronunciation. So the name means carrot in Korean, and I'm super imaginative with names, okay? Like, this is how I name my characters. In my Starrise story, Sirius is the leader, but he has 5 teammates to help him out. 4 of those teammates have pets of sorts, but they are actually the source of their power. This goes into spoiler territory, but all you need to know is that Jimin loves Dangyeon very much. Day 8 was Warrior. And another character from the Offbeats. This is Xanka Xorx. She is the warrior princess of the Drarion species, who are basically like humanoid scorpions. Xanka is very tall, about 6'7" or something like that. I can't remember exactly the height it gave her at this moment, but she's a mountain of a woman and I adore her. Day 9 was Bubbles. Some of these prompts were a bit tricky to work with because I didn't know what to do with them at times, so I'd often just pick a character at random from my gazillion of them and hope that I have some idea of how to mix the prompt and characters together. For this one, I used Emilia Ziskind from my fantasy story Legend of the Cursed Diamonds. She's from a country called Ostarni, which is full of dense forests and dangerous animals. And her people are what you might consider wild or feral, but they're also rather energetic and full of life, so I'd imagine Emilia to be entranced and, having fun with the bubbles. Day 10 was Tropical. So this character, Astix, he was originally an Undertale character called Astix the Tiger Guppy, but I've adapted him into my Mishap series. He's still called Astix, but he's got a last name, so his full name is Astix Balog, and is a guppy fish enthusiast. Day 11 was Disney Princess. Again, I didn't want to use any copyrighted characters, so I decided I'd make Princess Clorinda Raza cosplay as Jasmine from Aladdin. Clorinda is also from the Legend of the Cursed Diamond story, and she's the princess of Sinningdom, a continent made of 12 countries, of which one of them is Ostarni, where Emilia comes from. Clorinda herself lives in the royal state of Habsburg, which is where the main royal family lives. She's a sensible princess and loves her country, although she is a bit of a flirt, but that's mainly just for fun. Day 12 was Tattoo. The tattoo I chose was that of a fox. Why? Because it's cool. Also because it has something to do with Mune's character, but I can't really reveal that. This is Mune King from my Mishap series. Day 13 was Gold. I was kind of stuck on what to do here, so I decided to cheat a bit. Honey has a nickname which is Liquid Gold, and the character here, Luke Harrison, loves honey and in my Mishap story. Although I wouldn't think mermaids would know what honey is, so I made him be more curious about it than actually knowing what it is. Day 14 was Coral. The character here is called Nafai Celestin, and she's a hairdresser as well as a bit of a fashionista, so I'd like to think she'd be a very stylish mermaid. She's actually quite good friends with another one of my characters who is a fashion designer. She comes up later. And Nafay is also from my Mishap series. Day 15 was Vintage. Another character from my Mishap series. I have a lot of characters in that story, I really do. This one is called Ilona Weissenstein, and her style is quite vintage looking. She prefers old-fashioned clothes over modern fashion, so long skirts, frilly shirts, and that kind of stuff. As a mermaid, I guess she just found them and decided to try them out. I don't know. Day 16 was Favorite Character. I think it's obvious, but Weirdo is my favorite character. I love him to bits. He's a protagonist to my Mishap story, and he's and he's weird, hence the name. I love him. Day 17 was Galaxy. This is the only time I use the same character twice, but that's because I couldn't think of who else to use, and I was set on using Shyla for this one. She's an alien mermaid, so it's quite self-explanatory. I can't English. Day 18 was Fruit. So the guy on the left, Theo White, is allergic to mangoes, which is why his nickname is Mango, because his girlfriend on the right, Claire de Renault, has a dark sense of humour. Again, I wouldn't think mangoes would be very common under the sea, so Claire probably found it and got excited because it's something new and unknown. Claire is a very curious person, and she loves to learn and find out about new things. Day 19 was Magic. I struggled with this one because I didn't know how to draw magic traditionally. If I was on digital, I would have had no problem trying out new things, different ways to do magic, but traditionally was a bit hard. This character is called Christopher Crixel Rogan, aka Chris. He's from my series Grounded. He's a demon-type character that knows magic. Day 20 was Celebrity. Adamina Robinson is a popular celebrity in Mishaps, a singer and actress. Everything about her colour palette is red. Lots and lots of red. Day 21 was Pastel. I've never been good with pastel colours and palettes, I just don't like them too much. I don't know, but anyway, this is Carol Hazlitt. She's a pastry chef that likes pastel colours and cozy sweaters. She dyes her hair that reddish pink colour because she thinks it looks cool. And she's also from my Mishap series. Day 22 was Witch. I cheated again this time round and used Antoinette Lorraine from Grounded. Her nickname is the Tech Witch because of how creative she is with technology and making stuff. As a mermaid, I'm sure she'd be very intrigued by human creations, like Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Day 23 was Floral. Kiva Rose likes flowers a lot. She also has a horse called Cookie, which in this case is a seahorse. She's also from my Mishap series. Kiva is a jockey and flowers are a sign of victory to her. Day 24 was Punk/Goth. I'm not 100% sure if this was considered Punk/Goth or just flat out edgy. Either way, this character is called Ryan Gavigan, and he's the antagonist to my Grounded story. His other nicknames are Stray Dog, Street Rat, Blood Mutt, and Bones Jr. Basically, he's not a good guy, so please don't mess with him. Day 25 was Season. This character's name is Hasan Georgia Karga, and she's, again, from my Mishap series. Hasan means autumn, so I thought it would fit with the prompt. She's the daughter of the head of the police force in my story and is very, very cheeky. Day 26 was Cactus. Apparently, you can eat some types of cacti or drink water from them in the desert. I'm not too sure, but that doesn't mean Freak Show won't eat them anyway. He's from the Offbeats. Day 27 was Glow. Roy Hunter is from Star Eyes and he can control fire. He's one of the 4 people that owns a pet. His pet is a cat called Ternon, and as a merman, I think that he could still control fire underwater, that it would still be waterproof, but it'd make like a nice glow. I think at this point in the challenge you can see my soul leaving my body since my art is just getting more and more messy. Day 28 was the 80s. So she's the character I said Nafe Celestin would get along with. She's called Ryuhi Ruby Hajime, and she's a total fashionista. She's a clothes designer and likes to take inspiration from everything and anything, so I would imagine that includes the 80s. The 80s had some interesting tastes. Day 29 was Royal. This is Clorinda Raza's little brother, Prince Ryubao Labangane, Laban for short. The thing about the royal family in Sinningdom is that only the High King or Queen has a crown, and even then, they only wear it for special occasions. The other member of the main branch of the royal family have circlets, which they also only wear for special occasions. Laban is a friendly guy, but a little impulsive. He means well though, and takes his royal duties very seriously. Day 30 was Candy. I also cheated a bit with this one because I wanted to draw more than just sweets. So these 2 are sisters. The top one is the younger one, and she's called Nadia Treat Marino, while the older one at the bottom is called Polixena Trick Marino. Unfortunate names, I know, but they both have a sweet tooth. Trick adores chocolate, while Treat loves sweets and candy. They're pretty close, but quite different in personality. Day 31 was drawing myself as a mermaid. And finally, this is the last one. I couldn't pick whether to draw Grimmy or myself, so I did both. Grimmy is the face of my he is the online persona after all, but I also wanted to draw myself as a mermaid. I like seahorses, so I made myself into a seahorse type mermaid because I couldn't be bothered to draw 2 full body versions of 2 characters. I wanted to draw a little cutesy mermaid, so I made myself a little cutesy mermaid because I can. And that's it. Honestly, I'm not touching watercolors for a long time. I like using them, but using them every single day for a month gets tiring. Note to self, use different tools, otherwise you start giving up on life. But overall, this was a fun challenge and I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me showing off my drawings to you guys and explaining who they are and what they were. And I will probably do this challenge next year. I'll probably try doing it digitally next time because, I don't know, just because. All of my social media links are in the description down below, and feel free to check out my Patreon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.